Hello everyone, welcome to the English Echo. We're very happy you're here today. Today we're going to practice English together in a simple and relaxing way. I'm Sam.
And I'm Sophia.
We're happy you're here today.
Let's learn together. So, let's start by imagining a situation. Imagine you are lying in bed. It is, maybe 2 a.m.
Oh, that is never a good time to be awake.
Right, it really isn't. And you have a job interview the next day, or, well, maybe it is a difficult conversation you need to have with a friend.
Yeah, I think we all know that feeling.
Exactly. Your heart is racing, your hands feel a little cold, you just cannot sleep, your mind is playing a movie of everything going wrong.
Right, you imagine forgetting your words, or you imagine looking foolish.
Yes, but here is the strange part. None of this has actually happened. You are completely safe, in your warm bed. So why do our minds invent problems that do not even exist yet?
Well, if you were listening right now and you do this, you are definitely not alone. It is a very, very normal human experience.
That is good to hear, but why does it happen?
To understand why our minds create these imaginary disasters, we have to look far back in time. We have to think about how human beings lived thousands of years ago.
Okay, so we are talking about ancient history.
Yes, exactly. The brain you have today was designed in a very harsh, dangerous world. Its main job was never to make you happy.
Wait, really? It wasn't designed for happiness.
No, not at all. Its main job was just to keep you alive. So it was constantly looking for physical dangers.
I see. So instead of worrying about job interviews or, paying bills, people back then were looking out for real threats, like wild animals.
Right, or dangerous weather. Imagine walking through a thick forest a long time ago.
Okay, I am walking through a forest.
If you hear a sudden noise in the bushes, well, you need to worry immediately. You need to imagine it is a dangerous animal.
Because if you don't worry, you might get eaten.
Exactly. The people who worried about the noise, they ran away and survived. The people who did not worry, probably did not survive.
Wow. So over thousands of years, the human brain learned a simple rule.
Yes. It learned that expecting the worst outcome keeps you safe.
So the brain is just doing its job. It is trying to be helpful. It wants to protect us.
It really does.
Yeah.
But the obvious problem is that our daily environment has completely changed. We do not live in dangerous forests anymore.
Right. I mean, I don't face wild animals on my morning walk to the coffee shop.
No, you don't face wild animals. But your ancient brain does not know that.
It doesn't.
No, because society changed very quickly. But the human brain evolves very, very slowly.
So when I get an angry email, my brain thinks it is a tiger.
Yes, exactly. Your brain reacts to modern uncertainty with the exact same panic. It literally cannot tell the difference between a real danger and a normal daily stress.
Wow. I notice this physical reaction all the time. You worry about an email you have to send, and suddenly your body feels real heavy stress.
Right, your heart beats much faster.
Yes, and your breathing becomes very shallow. Your shoulders get tight. You feel completely exhausted. And, it is all over a problem that only lives inside your head.
That physical exhaustion is the real tragedy of worry. You suffer through the event before it even happens.
Because your body thinks it is happening right now.
Exactly. And most of the time, the terrible thing you were imagining never actually happens anyway. But the stress you feel in your body is 100% real.
So you're spending your real energy today on a fake problem tomorrow.
Yes. You are completely wasting that energy.
It feels like worry just, it steals tomorrow. It forces us to carry the weight of future problems right now, today.
And we already have enough to handle today.
Right. Carrying tomorrow's problems makes us too tired to enjoy the present moment. We just miss out on today.
Worry certainly steals your energy, and it also steals your confidence. When you are tired from worrying, you cannot make clear decisions.
So how do we stop this?
Well, the key to stopping this habit is understanding what worry really is. Worry is simply our attempts to control the future.
Oh, that makes sense. We think if we worry enough, we can prevent bad things from happening.
Yes, but we cannot control the future. This means we have to learn to separate things into 2 different boxes.
Okay, 2 boxes. What are they?
One box is for things we can control, and the other box is for things we cannot control. People spend a lot of time fighting with the second box.
They really do. We desperately want to control the world around us. But, think about the reality of life. You cannot control the weather.
No, you cannot. If it rains on your outdoor party, you cannot stop the rain.
And you cannot control the economy. You cannot control what other people think of you. When you try to fight against these things, you just create deep frustration for yourself.
Right. If you stay angry at the rain, You just ruin your own day. The rain does not care that you are angry. It will keep falling.
The moment you finally accept this truth, life becomes so much lighter. You stop wasting your precious mental energy.
Yes, you stop wasting it on things you cannot change. Instead, you put all your focus into the only things you can control.
Like what?
Well, you can control your daily actions. You can control how you treat people. And you can control your own attitude and your effort.
This reminds me of a simple way to look at it. Think about driving a car down the highway.
Okay, driving a car.
When you sit in the driver's seat, there is a very large glass window in front of you. But up at the top, there is also a very small rear view mirror.
Right, the mirror that shows you what is behind you.
Yes, the rear view mirror is useful. You need to check it sometimes, to understand what is happening behind your car. It helps you drive safely.
But it was never meant to be the place where you stare the whole time.
Exactly. If you spend the whole trip staring into that little mirror, looking only at the past, you're going to crash your car.
That is a great example.
And in the same way, you cannot just cover your eyes and stare at a map. You can't worry about the final destination miles away. You have to look through the big front window. You have to focus on the road right in front of you.
Life works in the exact same way. Looking back at your past mistakes for too long prevents you from seeing the opportunities right in front of you today.
And constantly fearing the future makes you completely blind to the present moment. All of your actual power exists right now.
Yes, right in the present.
So, how does focusing on today actually change things? If someone is listening and they feel very anxious about tomorrow, how does looking at today help them drop that fear?
It changes the questions you ask yourself every morning. A worried person wakes up and asks, what if everything goes wrong tomorrow? What if I fail?
That sounds like a terrible way to start the day.
It is. But a peaceful person wakes up and asks a different question. They ask, what can I do today?
Just one small thing for today.
Exactly. That one simple shift turns your fear into action. When you take small actions, you build confidence. And, well, confidence pushes the fear away.
So we shift our energy from worrying to acting. But if we're focusing on today, we have to be very careful about where we put our daily mental energy.
Yes, very careful. We only have a limited amount of energy each day. And what we feel inside seems to change what we experience outside.
It completely changes your experience. Two different people can walk into the exact same situation at the exact same time.
Right. One person looks around and sees a wonderful opportunity. The other person looks around and sees a terrible obstacle.
The room is the same. The people are the same. The only difference is, the state of their own minds.
Yes. How does that happen in real life? Why do two people look at the exact same thing and see something completely different?
Well, our brains have a filter. Your brain naturally looks for things that match your current mood.
So if you feel angry, you will notice everything that is annoying.
Exactly. And if you feel grateful, you will notice nice things. This is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your inner beliefs influence how you behave, and your behavior creates your reality.
What does that look like in a normal day?
Yeah.
For example, if I'm going to a social event where I don't know many people.
Let's imagine you go to a party, and secretly, you expect people to reject you.
Okay, so I expect it to be a bad night.
Right. Because you expect rejection, you feel afraid. Because you are afraid, your body language changes.
So I stand in the corner of the room.
Yes, you stand in the corner, you look down at your phone, you cross your arms, and, well, you do not smile at anyone.
And because I look closed off and unfriendly, other people will probably leave me alone.
Exactly. They might think you want to be by yourself.
So people see that I look distant. They do not say hello. Then at the end of the night, I go home and think, I knew it. Nobody likes me. People always ignore me.
But really, your own fear created that exact result. Your expectation proved your fear right.
That is so interesting. But I assume the opposite is also true.
It is. If you walk into that same party looking for friendly faces, you will probably smile first.
And when you smile at people, they usually smile back. Positive energy naturally attracts a positive result.
It really does. This means we must be very careful with the thoughts we allow to live in our minds.
Yes. I always like to think of the mind like a garden.
A garden. I like that comparison.
If you have a garden in your backyard, it never just stays empty. Even if you do nothing, something is always going to grow there.
Right. A garden requires daily attention. If you just leave it alone and ignore it, what happens?
Well, if you don't intentionally plant good seeds, the weeds will grow automatically.
And good seeds are positive things, right? They are thoughts of hope, learning, and patience.
Exactly. The weeds are worry, fear, and doubt. And weeds are aggressive. They grow very fast. They will take over the whole garden if you don't stop them.
A wise gardener knows they must pull out the weeds regularly. You cannot just wait and hope they disappear.
No, you have to remove those negative thoughts early. You have to do it before they spread and destroy the healthy plants in your mind.
So how do we pull weeds from our minds? What does it actually look like to stop a negative thought on, a normal Tuesday afternoon?
You start by just paying attention to the voice in your head. When you notice a worry starting, you pause.
Okay, just pause and take a breath.
Yes. Then you ask yourself a simple question. Is this thought helping me take action today?
And if the answer is no?
If the answer is no, you gently stop feeding it. You replace it. You tell yourself, I cannot control tomorrow, but I can read one page of a book today.
That seems very helpful in theory. But pulling out the weeds is hard, tiring work. I want to talk about a reality that many learners face.
Of course. What is that?
Sometimes you do everything right. You try to be positive. You practice your English every day. You work hard at your job. But nothing changes.
Oh, yes. That is very common.
Months go by and you do not see any results. It is incredibly easy to panic and just want to give up. How do you stay calm when progress is so slow?
That is one of the most difficult feelings. We live in a world that expects instant results. We want everything to be fast.
Right. We want to be perfectly fluent after 1 month of studying.
Exactly. But meaningful success, the kind of success that actually lasts, rarely happens overnight. There's a famous story about the bamboo tree that explains this perfectly.
Oh, I think I have heard of this. How does a bamboo tree grow? Does it take a very long time?
It does. When a farmer plants a bamboo seed, they have to water it every single day. But for the first year, absolutely nothing happens. No green plants come out of the dirt.
So the ground is just flat.
Yes. The farmer keeps watering it for a second year. Still, nothing happens. The ground looks completely empty. This continues for 3, 4, even 5 years.
Wow. That must be incredibly frustrating for the farmer. Imagine carrying water to an empty patch of dirt every day for years.
Right, and their neighbors are probably laughing at them. Most people would stop. They would assume the seed is dead, and they have failed.
Most people would absolutely give up.
But beneath the surface of the dark earth, something amazing is happening. The bamboo tree is growing deep, massive roots.
Roots that you cannot see.
Exactly. It is building a foundation strong enough to support a huge tree. All the important growth is happening invisibly. Then suddenly, after 5 years of silence, the tree breaks through the ground.
And it grows very fast after that, right?
Yes. It shoots up 90 feet into the air in just 6 weeks.
90 feet in 6 weeks? So the success was not sudden at all. It was being prepared very slowly, completely behind the scenes for many years.
Yes. Learning a language, building a good relationship, or starting a new career is just like the bamboo tree. You practice every day. You might not feel smarter or more successful immediately.
But you are building strong roots.
Right. When you feel stuck, you must trust the process. You have to believe that the invisible roots are growing.
Trusting the invisible process definitely helps with slow progress. But I want to push back one more time.
Okay.
What about when a sudden real disaster happens? Slow progress is one thing, but what if you suddenly lose your job?
That is a very scary situation.
Or what if you make a terrible mistake that costs you money? How do we stop worrying when the problem is real and painful today?
When bad things happen, the most powerful tool you have is silence.
Silence. That is surprising.
Yes. When a crisis hits, most people feel a strong pressure to react immediately. They panic, they shout, they argue, or they quickly send an angry message.
I have definitely done that. And when we react with panic, we almost always make the situation much worse.
We really do. We say unkind things we regret later. We make rushed decisions. Quick, sudden reactions are almost always driven by pure fear.
An anxious mind will take a small fire and throw gasoline on it, turning it into a huge disaster.
Worry always makes small problems look bigger. That is why we must practice pausing. When something goes wrong, the first step is to stop.
Just stop completely.
Yes. Do not speak. Do not type an email. Take a slow, deep breath. Give yourself a moment of silence.
Because a calm mind can solve complex problems, an anxious mind cannot.
Exactly. Silence is very powerful. It is not a sign of weakness to stay quiet. It is a sign of great self-control.
It gives us the necessary time to look at the problem and ask, what is the smartest way to handle this right now?
And sometimes we eventually learn that a bad event was not really a disaster at all. Life often works in ways we cannot understand in the moment.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a closed door, like unexpectedly losing a job, might feel terrible today. But behind the scenes, life might just be preparing a much better path for you.
We cannot always see the bigger picture when we are standing in the middle of the storm.
Right, so a major disappointment today might just be a necessary lesson for tomorrow. We have to be patient.
If we trust the process and stop fighting against reality, we can start to find real peace. But this brings up another big issue.
What is that?
Many people think peace is something they have to chase down and catch in the future.
Oh, that is perhaps the most common trap in modern life. People constantly say to themselves, I will finally be happy when I get a new car.
Right? Or I will stop worrying when I make a certain amount of money. They believe that peace is waiting for them somewhere in the distance.
Why is that way of thinking such a trap? Why doesn't it work to set a goal for happiness?
Because the finish line never stops moving. It is an illusion. As soon as you buy the new car, you feel happy for a week.
And then what happens?
Then you start wanting a bigger house. As soon as you get a promotion at work, you start worrying about getting the next promotion. If you decide to chase happiness, you will spend your entire life running.
You will spend your whole life running, and you will always feel exhausted. We constantly postpone our joy for tomorrow that never really arrives.
We tell ourselves we aren't allowed to be peaceful today.
Success can certainly change your living situation. It can make life more comfortable. But external success cannot create inner peace.
Inner peace does not come from what you own or what title you have at work.
No, it comes from who you become as a person.
Yeah.
Instead of endlessly chasing future success, we need to practice becoming peaceful people today.
If we want to stop running, how do we actually become peaceful people today?
We do it through simple gratitude. We stop looking at what is missing, and we start noticing the good things that are already present in our lives.
Like a quiet morning before work.
Yes, a really good cup of hot coffee, a laugh with a good friend. These simple daily things are where true joy lives.
We don't have to search for peace in the future because we can find it right now in the small moments.
Exactly. I want to share one more beautiful truth about this. Peace is already inside you.
Already inside us.
Yes. You do not have to go to a special place to find it. You do not have to buy it. Think of the sky on a very cloudy day.
Okay, so if I look up on a stormy day, the sky is full of dark gray clouds. It looks very gloomy and cold.
It looks very gloomy, yes. But the sun itself has not disappeared.
Oh, that is true.
The sun is still right there, shining just as brightly as it always does. The dark clouds are just blocking your view for a little while.
The clouds are exactly like our daily worries, our fears, and our doubts. When we have a lot of stress, these dark clouds gather and cover our minds.
And they make everything in life look dark, heavy, and complicated.
But your inner peace is the sun.
Yes. Worry might hide your peace temporarily. It might make you forget that the peace is there. But worry can never destroy the sun.
You do not have to work hard to build a new sun. You do not have to create peace from nothing.
No, you just have to relax and let the clouds of worry naturally fade away.
When we stop trying to control everything, the wind just blows the dark clouds away. We accept the present moment exactly as it is.
And we realize the sun is still right there, shining brightly. Our natural calm simply returns to us.
It always returns. You just need to choose acceptance over resistance. Trust yourself to handle whatever happens today. Trust your own journey.
The peace you want has been quietly waiting inside you all along.
That is such an encouraging thought for all of us as we finish today. Life doesn't demand that you have all the answers right now. It doesn't expect you to perfectly predict tomorrow. It just asks you to take one small step forward today with courage.
That is beautifully said.
When you finally let go of the fear inside your mind, your life begins to change in wonderful ways. Just remember to let those worry clouds pass. Thank you for listening to The English Echo.
Keep practicing English every day.
Small steps can make a big difference.
See you in the next episode.